Hey Canucks fans, right after I finished recording and uploading my video on Thatcher Demko and Connor Garland's likely contract extensions, the Canucks announced decisions on their 10 RFAs. And really quickly, stick with me here, I'll explain what an RFA is. A restricted free agent, RFA, is someone who hasn't played 7 years with 7 years in the league, or they're not 27 years old yet. And this is important because usually after a player gets drafted, they have a 3-year entry-level contract, and then that's the first decision point, is do you sign long-term more than another 4 years, right? Because remember, 7 years is gets you unrestricted free agency. So Quinn Hughes, for example, did a 3-year entry-level contract, and then he did another 6-year contract, which took him at the end of his next season, it'll be 9 years. At the end of that contract, it'll be 9 years done, and he'll be a UFA, unrestricted, and that's why we're all scared about losing him. Or you go the more traditional route where you do a smaller contract after your first ELC, like Pettersson did a 3-year, Brock Besser did a 3-year. So after that second contract ends, then your next contract will take you to be a UFA. And that's what we see that's kind of more standard, 3 years, then 2 or 3 years, and then a big one. A couple other nuances we need to know about restricted free agents. That you can either sign them like the Canucks have done for 4 players today, which I'll get to in a second, or you have to either give them a qualifying offer or not give them a qualifying offer. If you don't give them a qualifying offer, boom, done. They are free agents, unrestricted free agents on July 1st. If you give them a qualifying offer, which the Canucks have done to 2 players, it means based on a certain calculation, a certain formula, you have given them a contract offer, a 1-year contract offer, and they have until July 15th to accept it. And if they do, they're part of the team for another year. If they don't, they also become unrestricted free agents on July 15th. Clear as mud? So I'll kind of reference these conditions as we talk about these 3 situations. So the Canucks had 10 restricted free agents, and they did all 3 types. They signed 4 of them to contracts, they qualified 2 of them, and then they did not qualify 4 of them. So let's kind of go with those first. The Canucks did not qualify the following 4 restricted free agents: defenseman Cole McWard, defenseman Christian Felton, left winger Ty Glover, left winger Tristan Nielsen. Most people are surprised about both Nielsen and Cole McWard. McWard actually played for the Canucks a couple of years ago, even played with Quinn Hughes. Tristan Nielsen had a great run in the Calder Cup for Abbotsford. Now, these players, remember, their contracts expire today. They are restricted free agents, and the Canucks chose not to give them a qualifying offer. So these 4 players, Felton, McWard, Glover, and Nielsen, are all unrestricted free agents as of tomorrow. That doesn't mean they don't come back to this organization, likely not with the Vancouver Canucks, but they can still sign contracts with the organization or sign an Abbotsford Canucks specific contract. So yes, there's a good chance that we're going to lose all 4 guys, but if you like any of these 4 guys, there's still a chance that they can still come back and play for Abbotsford next season. But it seems like the writing is on the wall for these 4 players. And you might say, well, what about Nielsen? He was so good in Abbotsford. Yes, but we have a lot of players, which I'll talk about in a couple of minutes, that are ahead of him on the depth chart. So McWard, Felton, Glover, and Nielsen not tendered qualifying offers. 2 players were extended qualifying offers, and that means they have until July 15th to accept this 1-year deal. And that is defenseman Jet Wu. Remember, he was drafted in the 2nd round in 2018, the same year we got Quinn Hughes. And then goaltender Nikita Tolopilo. So Wu and Tolopilo both tendered qualifying offers. Generally, not always, but generally players will accept their qualifying offer because it's guaranteed money, and then you're guaranteed to be in the organization for 1 more year. And you can also negotiate. I think that they can still negotiate a new contract that's independent of the qualifying offer, but at least this kicks the can down the road, it extends the deadline, or gives Wu and Tolopilo and the Canucks a deadline of July 15th to come up with an agreement. So those are the 2 that were extended qualifying offers: Jet Wu and Nikita Tolopilo. Finally, 4 players got brand new contracts. They're RFAs, and now they have new contracts with the Vancouver Canucks. The 2 of them that are easy to talk about first are they're basically what you call, as I explained earlier, one-way contracts, where you're paid one way. Your same salary, whether you're with Abbotsford or Vancouver. And obviously this is better than a two-way contract. You pay two ways. You get an NHL salary and you get an AHL salary. So the first one I talked about earlier was Max Sasson, the spunky forward. He was awesome, by the way, in the Abbotsford, the Calder Cup celebration. A lot of F-bombs, a lot of fun, if you're into that kind of thing. So he signs a 1-year, one-way contract. So his deal is indeed for $775,000. So $775,000. Really, really not expensive, not prohibitive against the cap. So Max Sasson, 25-year-old, gets $775,000 contract for 1 year, but it is indeed one way. The other player to get a one-way contract was Aatu Raty, but he got 2 years, maybe because they think he's a bit further ahead, even though he's younger. He's only 22, but probably a higher ceiling. So his contract is also for $775,000 a year, but it's indeed for 2 years, and it's one way, so he gets that $775,000 whether he's in Vancouver or in Abbotsford. So Sasson, 1 year, $775,000. Aatu Raty, 2 years at $775,000. Then the two more unconventional ones a little bit. Arshdeep Bains, a third forward, he gets a 2-year contract, but the first year it's two-way, and the second year it's one-way. So in the first year, both years, his NHL contract is worth $775,000, same as Raty, same as Sasson. It's like they did this in bulk or something. But for Arshdeep Bains, the first year of his 2 years is actually a two-way contract. So in Abbotsford, he'll make $290,000. In Vancouver, he'll make $775,000. So obviously incentive to make the big club. And then in his second year, it's a one-way contract. So he gets $775,000, whether he's playing in Vancouver or Abbotsford. So I guess they don't see Bains in quite the same glowing way they see Raty. Raty gets 2 years one way. Bains gets 2 years, the first year two-way, the second year one way. And then finally, defenseman Guillaume Brisebois, who seems like he's the eternal Canuck, the eternal restricted free agent. He gets a two-way deal for 1 year. So he makes $775,000. So again, a fourth player making $775,000 next year. But if it's in Abbotsford, he makes slightly higher than Bains. He gets $500,000. So $500,000 in Abbotsford, $775,000 in Vancouver. So there we go, Canucks fans. The Canucks take care of business with all 10 of their RFAs. New contracts for Sasson, Raty, Bains, and Brisebois. Qualifying offers to Wu and Tolopilo. And non-qualifying offers, McWard, Felton, Glover, and Nilsson, effectively making them UFAs starting tomorrow. Canucks fans, a lot to chew on. Let me know your thoughts on all or any of these signings or offers or non-offers. Would love to know. Love to get your feedback in the comments below. Don't forget, tonight, Canucks After Dark, Parker and me, 10 p.m. on the Canucks After Dark channel. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, GassyJackArt.com, and Coach Patrick Lou, weight loss coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovlander, legendary Brian Blaney Choi, legendary Andrew Chang, and thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks to all of you for your support. On your way out, you can subscribe, you can like the video, you can leave a donation, and most importantly, leave a comment, your thoughts on any of these results with our 10 restricted free agents. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.